Hello guys, this is Parosh. Today I'm going to show you how to create a photo gallery, or you can call it web header, similar to this one. Nowadays we often see this type of animation in many websites. The animation is all about 5 photo and have 5 button, and in a certain period of time each photo changes and the button is also turning red. And the interesting thing is when my mouse is over any of this button, the image changes. You see, I have my mouse over the number 2 button and it is showing number 2 image, and when 3 showing image number 3, 4 image number 4, 5 image number 5, and when I roll out, and it automatically goes back to the next image. Now I have my mouse over that number 3 image, and when I roll out, in a certain period of time it changes from the next image. And today I am going to show you how to create this animation. Okay, I am using Flash Professional Creative Cloud 2015. You can use anything above CS3, but most important thing is you have to choose ActionScript 3. Okay, I'll select ActionScript 3, and you have to change stage dimension same as your image. And I have my images here inside this folder, and all these images are edited with 700 and 250 width and height. Okay, so I have to make my stage exactly the same resolution. So I want my stage width 700 and height 250. Now to make this animation I have to import my images. Import library. I have my image inside this web photo gallery folder and then images folder. I'll select 3 images here. Open. You see I have 3 images inside my library. I want to start with 3 because the concept is the main. If you can make with 3 images, you can use multiple images like 5, 6, 7, as many as you want to. Okay, so now first I will rename my layer with calling image holder. Then I will drag one of my images, change alignment into center. Okay, now I will convert it into a movie clip. Right click over the image, convert to a symbol, and I will name this symbol calling it image holder. Press OK. You see I have a movie clip now into my library named image holder, and this is the image holder. If I delete this image, I have still got that image holder. Okay, drag this back to my stage, change alignment, and this is my image holder. And when I double click, I have that image inside my image holder. Okay, this is raw JPEG file. Okay, now I will bring another image inside my image holder. select this frame, insert blank keyframe, drag second image inside your frame, okay, change alignment, then insert another blank keyframe, drag third image, change alignment. Okay, now if I play this image, it will be like this. Okay, because it's start running and I have to stop this. Okay, so I will double click again and go back to my images and insert new layer, rename the layer, typing action, select first frame of that new layer and go window, action. You see I have my action shortcut panel here. If I click here, I can go to my action panel. Okay, action, type stop, parenthesis, semicolon. Okay, and copy that frame, paste it into the next frame, and then paste it again into the next frame. Now if I run control test, you see it stopped, and this is the first method of making this type of animation. Okay, I have built my image holder. I have 3 images inside my image holder. Now I will draw 3 buttons. Okay, now I will to do so I have to take another new layer. Okay, and I will lock this image holder layer and rename this next layer, calling buttons. Okay, now I'll draw a button, choosing rectangle, and I will not take alpha, sorry, I will not take stroke color, so just zoom it out and draw a rectangle. Okay, and I will change its width and height with for 6 and 6. Okay, now if I zoom it out, and first let's test it. Button should be bigger. Anyway, zoom in and give 20 pixel width and 20 height. It's too big, I think. So let's see. It's okay, I think. Now again zoom it in. Okay, I don't like this color. I will change the color. I will click on color and I want radiant color, so I will choose radiant, and not radiant, actually I want linear gradient. Okay, and change this black into gray. Okay, now I will change the radiant position by clicking this free transform tool. Click here, choose gradient transform tool, rotate the gradient color. Okay, I think it will do for me. Now convert it to a movie clip 2. Convert to symbol, and I will name this movie clip into button 1, btn1. Press OK and double click, go inside, insert a keyframe. This time I want to insert a keyframe, not blank keyframe. Insert a keyframe, change the linear gradient color red, and I think it will do for me. Okay, and insert a new layer, rename this layer action, select first frame of the action layer, go to action panel, type stop, parenthesis, semicolon, copy this frame, paste it into the next frame, and rename this fill. Insert another layer, name it text, and write some text here, Arial default. Okay, change the dynamic text into static text, type 1, change the color, I think red is okay. I'll change alignment, insert a keyframe. Now change text color, this time white. Okay, go back to scene 1. You see, if I test it now, you see I have my image holder and one button here. Now I need 2 more buttons, so copy this button, paste in place, drag it out from that first button, copy, paste once more, again drag it out. I think the space is okay. Let me show you. Okay, I think the space is okay. Now select 3 buttons and position it. Okay, I think it's okay. If I test it, it will do for me, but I would like to change the text inside this button. So first you have to make a duplicate copy of this button, otherwise all button text will be changed. So right click, duplicate symbol, button 2, press OK, change the text to 2. Okay. Similarly, select, right click, duplicate symbol, 3. Okay, double click, change the text, 3. Go back to scene 1. Okay, zoom it out. Okay, my arrangement is okay now, but I have to write some code to make this thing work. So I have an image layer and buttons layer, and now I need to have a new layer to write some script here. Select insert new layer, rename this layer action, open action panel, type stop, and to do this animation I have to type an event listener, and that will be enter frame event listener. So I have to type add event listener event dot enter frame, and I have to give a function name. I will name it update, closing parenthesis, semicolon, enter. Now I have to type update function. Type function TION update, and it will be event, and event closing parenthesis, brace, starting brace, enter. My event listener is done, and now I have to make a variable, and I'll name the variable called var duration colon, and this is integer type of duration, integer type of variable, int equal to 0. And if I type here duration plus plus and trace it, you will see something interesting. Trace, save it. I forgot to save the documents. Now I have to save it. I'll save it on my desktop or photo gallery, and here I'll name it animation. Save. Okay. Now if I test this, you see my output panel is running and is changing numbers, because as I have mentioned here duration plus plus, that means it will keep running, keep increasing, and now I have to use this duration to make that animation. I mean, I would like to change this image holder, unlock this image holder to change images in a certain period. Okay, so if I type if duration equal double equal, I don't know what does it call, double equal 100, parenthesis, closing parenthesis, brace, enter, and it automatically type closing brace. Now if duration is 100, I want my image holder, I didn't give an instant name, so I have to name it here image holder. I want my image holder to go back to frame 2. So copy this image holder instant name, go back to action panel, type, paste that image holder, dot, go to and stop 2. If I test it now, I'll see Yes, the image changing. Okay, now I also want my button to change, because I have my button 1 and it has also 2 frames, so I want my button to change it frame 2. Okay, so but first I have to give this button an instant name, btn1 1. Copy this instant name, paste it below this code, paste it, dot, copy this line, paste here too. If I test it now, see, okay, come on, yes, it's working. And now I want to go to next image, so copy all this code, copy, press enter and paste it here, and change the duration with 200, and eventually go to step 3 and button 2 dot go to and step 2. Okay, now paste it. Oh, button 2, and we will go with button 2 because I haven't give an instant name of this button 2. So type btn2 and I have to also give it an instant name, btn3. Now if I test it, control test, yes, it's changing, but the previous button is not changing back to its main position, so I have to change it to just copy this button 1 and go to step 2 and paste it here and change it to 1 and copy this whole code, paste it below and press enter, paste it below and type 300 and image holder, go to stuff, and I want this to go to stuff 3 1 2 3. 1 is my default image, so I want this duration 3, duration equal to 0, and my image holder will go to end step 1, button 2 go to step 1, and my button 3 will go to end step 2. No, it's not perfect, I think. So let's test it first. Test. You see, I have a problem here. When my animation starts, it's not changing this button fast, so I have to do that first. Copy this button 1 and paste it outside this interframe event listener, and now when I start, this button will be on number 2. Okay, now let's say duration equal to image holder, go to step, image holder, go to step 3, 102, 2 that go to start 2, button 1 that go to stop 1, and I want to go to 3, button 2 that go to 3, to stop 2, and button on button 3 that go to stop 2, and button 2 that go to stop 1. Go to stop 1, 1, button 3 dot go to stop 1, button 1 dot go to stop 2. If I test it now, you see it's working fine. It is nicely working. So my initial thing is done, initial animation is done, but I have to make this button work for this animation. Okay, now go back to action panel. Now I have to type, you see one thing, when I roll over, this button is not looks like button because I don't see any hand. So make this looks like a button. So type here btn1 dot button mode equal to true. Copy this line, paste twice, and change button name 2 and 3. If I test it now, see, now when I roll over, you see a button symbol. It shows me that, indicates that these are the buttons. Okay, now I have to make this button work. So now I have to use mouse event listener. So type add event listener, starting parenthesis mouse event dot mouse over underscore over. I'll type function name by mouse over handler. Copy this event listener, paste it, change it mouse out, and change function name out handler, mouse out handler. You can type anything you like. So now I have to make mouse over function mouse over handler mouse event colon mouse event closing parenthesis starting brace, enter, and copy this function, paste it here, and change and copy this mount out function and paste it, replace it here. Okay, now I will use switch statement to make this animation work. Okay, to type switch e dot target closing parenthesis starting brace, enter, and Now I have to type case colon break semicolon, case colon break semicolon, case colon break semicolon. Because I have 3 buttons, so I have to type 3 case here. Now in my first button, in case of my button number 1, so I have to type btn1, and here btn2, btn3. Okay, and now when I roll over, I want my image arc similar to this one. Okay, so when I roll over my button 1, I want my image holder, copy image holder dot go to stop 1, paste here, and button 2, copy, paste here, and button 1 here. Okay, and I also want the duration to be 0. Okay, copy duration equal to 0, and copy all this code, paste it for button 2, and want to image to go back to 2, duration want to 100, and bottom 1 to 1, bottom 3 to 1, and bottom 2 to 2. Copy, sorry I didn't type break. Okay, now copy, paste for button 3, image holder to go to step 3, duration 200, button 1 1, button 3 2, and button 2 1. If I test it now, I think it should work. Okay, it's working. Okay, you see it's working fine. Yes, it's working fine. But the problem is my mouse is still on that button and it's changed. So I want it to stop as long as my mouse is over this button. So to do so I have to make a variable, and var, and this will be a boolean variable, var start animation boolean equal to not stop animation, not start, stop animation dot boolean equal to false, and copy this start animation, go back to interface event handler and type if not this exclamatory symbol is indicates not. If not, stop animation. And give a closing parenthesis here. I want if not stop animation. When it is not stop animation, then the duration will increases. And copy this stop animation again, and when I roll over the button, paste it and type equal to true, and do copy this line and paste for button 2 and for button 3. And now if I test it now, see the animation will not change as long as my mouse is over that button. See? Okay. But the problem is if I roll out, the animation stopped. Okay. So I have to change it when I roll out, because here I say that if not stop animation, then my duration will not increase, and here I make my stop animation true, and when I roll out, this is also remaining true, so I have to make it false. So copy whole line, whole thing, copy and paste it for mouse out handler. Paste it, okay, and delete this code. I don't need this code any longer. I just need stop animation, and when I roll out, I change it to false again. False, false, false. And now if I test it, okay, it says error, expecting identifier before case. I think, oh, switch, I deleted switch statement, switch without target, closing parenthesis, and now it will work. Okay, if I test it now, see, show you. Okay, if I roll over this button number 2 and it stopped, but when I roll out, it will change in certain time. Yes, it's working fine. I think it's working fine now. Yes, it's working, but I want few little bit blur effect here. To do so, I have to import fl transitions dot tween, and for easing effect I have to import fl dot transitions dot easing dot time semicolon, and this will import all the easing effect for me. Save it. Okay, now I have to make another variable var t colon tween semicolon, and I want my animation okay, here if duration is 100, I want t equal to new twin, and I want to twin my image holder, and twin type will be alpha, and it will be using like strong is out, and it will start on 0 to 1 and 0.5 seconds through. Copy this line, paste it, okay, and when I roll over, I also want to twin my image holder. Paste here for button 2, paste, and if I test it now, it's working, but when this animation starts, it doesn't twin my first image. So copy this and paste it here. Now if I test it, it didn't work. I think it's working fine for image of the alpha. Control test again. It should, yes, it's working, but I can't see. Of course it is working. It should be. Okay, I think this project is done, and now let's see the code. So a bunch of code. you people may be bored seeing this, but these codes are all copy and paste. Don't worry. If you just follow along with my tutorial, you can learn this, and I think you can make far more better than this animation. But I want this button, some effect, drop shadow. Okay, pixel, I want 3 pixel. No, I think but I changed the color. Okay, now give drop shadow 3, change the color, and for the number 3 button, drop shadow, distance, change the distance and change the color too. Okay, now if I test it, it is more, it looks better than previous one. Okay, so what we have learned here is we have created an image holder and name it image holder, and first we bring 3 images inside our library, then convert one and name it image holder, and we have also draw one image and copy and paste it and make duplicate and rename them 1, 2 and 3 button, and inside this image holder we have 3 frames and 3 action frames, and each frame has stop command, and inside this button we have 2 frames and also stop command and a frame with static text. Okay, and in the main action panel we have a variable called duration and a variable called stop animation and a variable called twin, and it's a twin class for twin animation, and I have made this movie clip into a button. Looks like button. Type button mode between 1 dot button mode equals 2, and similar for the button 2 button 3, and default I want my button to go back to 2. And now, and I declare here, and I make my image holder twin in start with, okay, and then I created an event listener and call it update, and here I increases my duration variable, and when my duration variable is 100, and it's changed my image holder image holder frame and button to frame as it should be. Okay, just keep practicing and you can do it, I think. And then we have two event listener, and it is mouse over and mouse out, and when I mouse over, the same thing happen when I mouse over here, and this variable stop animation change into true and make this duration stop. Okay, and when I roll out, when I mouse out, this stop animation is, I make this stop animation goes back to false, so that this duration start increase again. Okay, I think you guys have learned something. If you like this, please subscribe me. I will bring more tutorial for you. And one thing, let me tell you one thing. I always wanted to make this type of animation, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Then I realized that timer event cannot make this animation, because timer event is read only. You cannot change timer. Then this idea came to my head, and I created this animation long time ago, and now I would like to teach you, and I hope you have learned how to make this type of animation. Let's see you next time. Goodbye.